Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Sir Alex Ferguson Challenge with West Ham. Now in today's episode we have of course got our Europa League knockout tie against Wolfsburg, and we will be doing both legs today. So in the last episode we of course got stuffed by Newcastle in the league, which was a really disappointing result leading up to the Wolfsburg game. So there's no fixtures to go over since the last time we met, so we'll quickly just have a look and see who else is in the first knockout round. So Fiorentina and Lyon, I would imagine Lyon probably go through there. Lyon will be in the team knocked out from the Champions League. So I think that might be a tricky tie. Any other big names, Manchester United of course still in. Red Bull Leipzig will definitely be a contender. Between us and Wolfsburg, I think we're quite closely matched. Of course, we are at home in the first leg, which I think is a little bit of a disadvantage. So hopefully we can get a really good result today. And looking further down the list, you've got the likes of Inter Milan still in it. Schalke must have been put out from the Champions League, I'm assuming. Same with Inter Milan, same with Valencia. So some good teams still left in this competition, but not as good as it sometimes can be. You know, I've seen the likes of Juventus, Bayern Munich, all them sort of teams being knocked out in the Champions League group stage and coming into the Europa League. So I think we've actually been quite fortunate in terms of what we've actually got. I've just spotted this team are in the knockout. St. Gallen, Swiss Super League. Well done, boys. I mean, if he's their best player and they've got through, they're doing really well. He is a loan player from Atlanta. So if I wouldn't mind getting them, but I'm guessing one of the Champions League teams has got them, or maybe not. St. Gallen actually finished top of their group with Celtic and Genk in it, so they've done really well to get this far. Right, we'll go into the game and we'll see what our first 11 will be. And of course will be Timo Horn starting in goal. Wagnerman will be right back. Reece Oxford and Pongracic. That's what I'm going with, and that's what I'm sticking with. Aaron Creswell will be left back. Pedro Obiang's having a decent season, so we're going to start him with deep line playmaker with Lucas Toussaint being the ball winning midfielder alongside him. Dennis Mann's going to start on the right with our new Serbian Jurlic starting in the centre with, I don't know who's going to start on the left, probably Felipe Anderson, and I'm going to start with Arnautovic up top. And on the bench we'll have Declan Rice, Sam Byram, Tony Lato, Edmilson Fernandez, Yarmolenko, Moise Keane and Isaac. They are starting very defensively. They've got Munir up top. I'm guessing he's on loan. He's really looks really good this year on FM. Better than he does usually. Brekalo's usually quite good on this game. Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. Gerhardt's really good on this game. As always, Maximilian Arnold's good on this game. I think it's fair to say that I think Wolfsburg got quite a decent team. But so have we. So let's get into this and hopefully get a good result in the first leg at home. So we'll kick off against Wolfsburg and we are shooting from right to left in this first half. The highlight continues from kick-off. Wagnerman gets the ball in from the right-hand side. Is the highlight just going to die out here, or is there actually going to be a chance comes out of this? Creswell with the ball in. Dennis Mann is there in the box, in the 6-yard box, and we take the lead inside 35 seconds. Absolutely fantastic. So obviously this all came from kick-off. Our wing-backs getting forward. Byram on that side, no, not Byram. Wagnerman on that side. Creswell on this side getting the cross in. And Dennis Mann cutting in off that right-hand side gets us the early lead. Highlight now, Wolfsburg come forward this time. Brekalo finds Hefty on the edge. Good strike by Ayan, but it goes just wide. Munir coming forward now for Wolfsburg, but we'll manage to get the challenge in and hopefully we can build something from the back. We're doubling up on both the fullbacks really. Their wingers are not getting back to man mark our wing backs and wingers, but it does leave us exposed to the counter attack, so we're going to have to be careful. Wagnerman on this right hand side. Look at this space for Dennis Mann. Poor pass from Wagnerman. He could have played it further into the space, but Dennis Mann beats two men. Arnautovic is in the box and he puts it just over. Felipe Anderson's picked up an early knock and I'm going to get him straight off. I'm not going to risk it. We'll get Moise Keane on in his place. Arnautovic has picked up a knock now. A bruised knee. I'm going to get him off as well. I don't mind making these substitutions because we've got really good quality on the bench now. So Alexander Isaac comes on for him as Aaron Creswell whips in the corner. Pograncic knocks it back. It comes back to him and he makes it 2-0. Creswell with the corner in. Pongracic wins the header initially. It comes back to him from Toussaint. You know, the triple header. That's all you need. A triple header. We have been very dominant in this first half and that brings us to half time. 2-0 up. I wouldn't mind seeing some more goals from us. You know, we really are dominating and going away to Germany will mean difficult times. So to get as much between us as them as possible, but most importantly we need to keep a clean sheet as Wagnerman comes forward with the ball down this right hand side. We'll pick this back up. Creswell manages to win that after a poor pass from I think it was Wagnerman. Pongracic now finds Creswell on the left hand side. He's in a bit of space, but Brekalo gets back to defend. A lot of space on the left hand side for them. If their wing back overlaps, they've got a lot of options, but it's a poor pass from them and it's a poor pass from us. This highlight is it's just all misplaced passes. Moise Kean comes forward with an awful strike. I don't want to be saying that. Toussaint has now picked up a knock, so our third and final substitution of the game, Declan Rice, is going to come on in his place. I hope these injuries are not going to cause too much of an issue. Obviously our fixture congestion is going to get pretty rapid if we stay in the Europa League, so we need everybody as fit as possible as this game is just ticking away. 2 minutes remaining of normal time. I would love for us to get another goal, but if we go to Germany with a 2-0 win, no away goals, that will be fantastic. But it looks like there's going to be one more chance for somebody. Hopefully it's going to come our way as Dennis Mann gets the ball on the right hand side. He gets dispossessed by Mehmedi, and now can Wolfsburg come away with it? They're not really committing men forward, so hopefully we can get a challenge in on Brekalo. Nah, comes well wide. Still 1.5 minutes left and it's come back for a highlight. That suggests to me that might actually be a highlight. Oh, William's going to get himself sent off. That's going to make no difference to this match. There's only a minute left, but we do have a good attacking free kick position here. But can we make something of it as Aaron Creswell steps up to take it? Decent delivery in. Nobody was running on. What did everyone wait for? And I don't want to be offside, but you got to take a chance there. Look at the space for Aaron Creswell on the left hand side. If only Obiang had the vision to switch the player. And Wagnerman is offside, and that is going to spell the end of the match if the referee just blows the full time whistle. And there it goes. West Ham 2, Wolfsburg 0. We've got some games in between this and the second leg, so I'll quickly play them and I'll show you the results, and then we'll get into the second leg against Wolfsburg. So Man City was the opponent in between our Wolfsburg ties, and we managed to get away with a 2-2 draw. Now obviously we're using our new system that we developed after getting smashed by some of the better teams. Milinkovic-Savic gave Man City the early lead, and by early I of course mean the 55th minute. Sergio Aguero doubled their lead in the 58th minute after some good work from Kyle Walker down the right hand side, but we did then turn it back on. We went from balanced, from cautious, and Alexander Isaac managed to get us back into the game in the 61st minute, and Edmilson Fernandez, I changed some roles in the centre, made him Metzala, and he got himself forward and got us the second goal, and we managed to hang on for the point. But as you can see by the stats, we did get dominated. So we're here, it is match day against Wolfsburg, and I'm going to quickly pick the team. It's going to be Timo Horn in goal, Wagnerman, Reece Oxford and Pongracic as our defenders, with Tony Lato playing left back as Aaron Creswell is suspended. I think I'm going to play the second system again like I played against Manchester City, purely because we've got a 2-0 lead here. We don't need to go absolutely crazy in terms of trying to create chances, so we'll play it like this. We'll start with Declan Rice, Fernandez and Toussaint as our central midfielders. On the right, we're going to start with Dennis Mann. On the left, we're going to start with Moise Kean. And up front, we're going to start with Alexander Isaac. And on the bench, we're going to start with Jurlek, Yarmolenko, Arnautovic, Mark Noble, Sam Byram, Angelo Ogbonna and Felipe Anderson. Actually, no, we're not, because Ogbonna is not registered. We'll start with Issa Diop. So they are actually lining up the exact same formation as they did in the first leg, which to me isn't a very good idea. So 2-0 up after the first leg. All we have to do here is not get beat and we are through, but they're coming forward very early on. Declan Rice with an excellent challenge in the box. That looked awfully like it could have been a penalty. Fortunately not, as the game continues, and hopefully we'll get a good result against Wolfsburg today. I'm going to keep an eye on their formation, see if it changes. Moise Kean with a free kick, direct free kick from Moise Kean, gives us an away goal and a 3-0 lead on aggregate. That is absolutely fantastic. Is that the first direct free kick I've seen scored? Maybe. Berkey gets a hand to it, but it is not enough to keep out Moise Kean. Come on, boys. Highlight straight after the Wolfsburg. Oh my god, they very nearly scored. Ayan gets his header from a corner and Tony Lato manages to get rid off the line. We've got to be careful here, boys. They are overloading us in the midfield, but we managed to cut it out. And hopefully we can keep ourselves stable. Obviously, the second tactic is primarily for teams that are better than us away from home. I wouldn't say Wolfsburg are better than us, personally, but We do have the 2-0 lead, so we do want to protect that all that is possible. And obviously now we are 3-0 up. Brekalo coming forward now. He takes a strike on Timo Horn with a bit of a dodgy save, I'll not lie, but he manages to get it out for a corner for Wolfsburg. The corner highlight continues with Marley on this left-hand side. Can we get rid? We can. Free kick for Wolfsburg. Ayan takes it. Massive, massive whip on it. I don't know if there was a tornado in the stadium or what. And that's it, half-time. 1-0 up. Absolutely fantastic. We are really just killing this game. The stats very much favour Wolfsburg so far, but because of the defensive formation we are playing, they're not really creating anything too clear-cut. So, yeah, it's going well so far. I think we'll make a couple of changes now. Almost at the 60th minute. We'll get people off who are struggling a little bit. Dennis Mann, we'll get Yarmolenko on. This is the thing I like about this team now. I don't mind making changes to pretty much anybody because of the quality we have on the bench. So we'll bring on Yarmolenko and Mark Noble for Dennis Mann. For Dennis Mann and Lucas Toussaint. Highlight now, Wolfsburg come forward again with Brekalo on this right hand side. Jung back to Brekalo. Can they get the ball in the box? We've got a lot of defenders back. Are we picking up our men? We are. Wagnerman gets it clear, but Ayan picks it back up and takes a strike, and it goes just wide. Bongricic with a free kick for us now. He finds Moise Kean. Go on, strike it, Fernandez. He bottles it and he goes back to Declan Rice. Hopefully we can build something in the midfield here. The three central midfielders combining lovely. Yarmolenko on the edge, and he makes it 2-0, and that is surely us now through to the next round in the Europa League. As I say, some decent play from our three central midfielders combining nicely to keep hold of the ball. And Yarmolenko with just a fantastic strike on the edge of the box. That's his 14th goal of the season. He's done better than he did for us last season, definitely. And I think that's purely because we've got the options now. You know, I don't have to start him every game. I can give him a rest when he needs it. And Dennis Mann's come in and done a good job on that right-hand side in Yarmolenko's stead. As we come forward now with another highlight. Can we get ourselves another goal? Make this a bit of an emphatic result. Moise Kean now to Fernandez. We've got a lot of space on the wings. We always do, but we don't take advantage of it this time. As Mark Noble comes forward, Alexander Isaac gets his 5th goal of the season. I think it's his 5th goal in 5 games for West Ham now. It's absolutely fantastic. Some good player again in the central of midfield with the 3 central midfielders. That might be something I might keep an eye on. Obviously, we've brought in the young Serbian to play attacking midfield centre. But in the formation, the attacking formation that we'll play, I'm often finding that the attacking midfielder in the centre is not really performing as well as he could be. So if I dropped that position back and had the 3 central midfielders, it might be something to think about anyway. Declan Rice now with another highlight. End of the game. There's only 4 or 5 seconds left and the referee will surely call full time. And that's it. 3-0 on the night, 5-0 on aggregate. A thoroughly professional performance by us. Whilst it does look on stats like we've robbed them a little bit, you've seen by the highlights they did not have many clear-cut chances. So having a quick look through having a quick look through to see some of the teams that we could be facing in the next round. Fiorentina actually managed to pull off a good victory against Lyon. Lokomotiv Moscow made it through. Manchester United, of course, made it through. Red Bull Leipzig made it through, only on away goals though against Roma. Spartak Moscow's through. Villarreal, Mönchengladbach, we know we can beat them. Shakhtar, Ajax, PSV, FC Nantes, Braga, Valencia, Inter and Schalke. No major surprises there. And just before we leave, we're going to do the draw for the second knockout round in the Europa League. We'll click automatic and we'll see who we get. We do not want Manchester United. I'd take Spartak Moscow. We've avoided Valencia. That's a good one. We'll take Shakhtar as well, I would. We'll avoid Villarreal. I'm not too bothered about that. I'll take Mönchengladbach. No, it's going to be Fiorentina. West Ham, who we're going to face. It is going to be Red Bull Leipzig. And Red Bull Leipzig are probably one of the best teams left in the competition alongside the likes of your Manchester Uniteds. So we've got a tough draw in the second knockout round, Red Bull Leipzig, and we are at home in the first leg, which is not ideal. They've signed the likes of Moussa Dembele from Olympique Lyon. It's going to be a tough game, definitely. Ruben Loftus-Cheek's decent on this game after having a good World Cup for England in the summer. So it's going to be tough. They've got probably better players than us on average, but I would have said maybe the same about Wolfsburg in the previous round. So you never know. German opposition again. We'll see how we get on. If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you enjoy my content, get yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.